So the first thing that you need to know about learning the piano is it's actually not as hard as you might think. You're not too old, you have enough time to learn and practice, and the piano is not some impossible puzzle to solve. This video is not structured like a normal piano instructional video. I'm actually going to be giving you quests in this video, okay? My channel is gamified and I give out quests. And if you actually take those quests and complete all of them, you're going to become a piano player and you're going to start walking the piano journey and unlock all of the great benefits and rewards that the piano journey has to offer. Let's get into this thing. The first step on this quest is to find a piano or a keyboard to learn and practice on. Let's look at some of the different options that you have available. The first option is to find a secondhand piano. It's quite common for a lot of people to hand on their pianos for free. It's quite a hassle moving a piano, okay? So this is actually the first complication that I wanted to mention with a real piano, is it's quite hard to move a piano. I mean, look at this thing. It's such a big, heavy piece of, I was almost about to say furniture. It's not a piece of furniture. It's an instrument, not a piece of furniture. So what I was saying is that people give them away for free on the condition that you pay for a mover. So that's what you need to be aware of. You have to actually move a piano. There are piano movers in town. Moving a piano might cost like $100 or a couple of $100. The price will vary depending on how difficult it is to get it to your house or your space. Now that's another thing. Pianos take up a lot of space, so you actually need space for a piano and you need to be able to get the piano to that space. Now your next option is of course to get a first-hand piano, but the problem with first-hand pianos is that you have all of the same complications and it's like $100,000 more expensive. Your third option is to find a digital piano or a keyboard. This is the best option by far, okay, because it's way cheaper. You can find keyboards for like $100 or something like that. I don't know, don't quote me on that. I'm not a salesman. I'm not an affiliate marketing person. The only thing I have to sell you is the piano journey, and I hope you're already sold. But anyway, let's keep going. The great benefit of the keyboard is that you have a lot of different sounds that you can choose. Like you can click different buttons and you can play electric piano, organ, synthesizers. So that allows you to be more creative and more fun, spontaneous on the keyboard. You can explore different sounds. Another benefit of the keyboard is that it takes up less space than a real piano does. Now the fourth option is to get a MIDI keyboard. Actually, most keyboards have this function. MIDI basically means that you plug it into the computer and you play what's called VSTs, which are virtual instruments on what's called a DAW, which means digital audio workstation. I'm so sorry for lobbing all of this like technical jargon on you, but yeah, this is like the world of the keyboard, okay? The DAW is a type of software where you record music, where you produce, mix, and master music, and you can do so many different things on there. You can start to actually produce and compose your own music with this MIDI keyboard, and you can learn piano at the same time, okay? So this is a great option, and it's way cheaper than a piano or a keyboard. However, you might actually have to pay for the DAW. So here's your quest at this level. Find a piano. Find a keyboard, right? If you invite a piano or a keyboard into your home, into your space, you're 110% more likely to actually take the next step in the journey and actually learn the piano and practice and develop your skills and unlock all of the benefits and rewards of the piano journey. Okay? Do that and you're golden. Okay, step 2 in this roadmap is that you need to find a teacher. Now, a lot of people in today's world are fixated on self-teaching yourself the piano. This is such a big trend nowadays, and it's because YouTube is like the ultimate resource, right? You have hundreds of piano teachers up here. What can happen is you're really excited to learn and you take all of these different lessons from all of these different teachers, but it's like, you're not following a clear structured pathway, right? And so that's why you need to follow like one teacher or one method or one course or whatever at the start, just to build that foundational level. Now, there are 2 main approaches to finding a teacher. Let's look at the first main approach, which is actually finding an in-person teacher. This is the traditional way of learning the piano. Let's take a look at the benefits of this approach. The first benefit is accountability. You're paying the money, you're spending the time to actually go to their house or studio, and you're actually getting a lesson from them, right? So that's going to hold you accountable and keep you practicing and staying on the journey and actually making progress. The second benefit is routine. Typically speaking, in-person piano lessons are like once a week, right? So that will become a part of your weekly routine, right? Something that you do, it becomes a part of your identity. The third benefit is active feedback. So an in-person teacher is actually going to sit there one-on-one with you and see where you're going wrong, and they can, point you in the right direction. They can give you very correct instructions on like form and technique, and they can tell you exactly what you need to practice. And that leads me to my fourth major benefit, which is kind of like bespoke instructions. Not every in-person piano teacher is like this, but a lot of modern piano teachers will tailor their lessons exactly to what you want to achieve. So it's like whatever you want to do with the piano and with music, that teacher will hopefully accommodate that and give you instructions, right, and exercises to actually get you to where you want to go, right? So that's a major benefit right there. And the fifth benefit is human connection. Music is a very human thing. It's a way that we connect with each other, and it's a very community-based thing. And so if you're seeing a piano teacher and you have that personal connection, then it's just going to give your piano journey and your music journey this kind of like inspiration, this human element. It's quite hard to articulate what I mean here, but hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to say here, right? So those are all really great reasons why you should find an in-person teacher. However, of course, there are downsides. The first one is a lack of good teachers. You're limited by where you live, okay? So there might actually only be like 6 really good piano teachers in your area, and guess what? They're probably already fully booked. And so you might be left with the not so good teachers, and that's point 2, which is a lack of alignment. You want to find a teacher that you actually align with, that you resonate with. The third downside is physical barriers. So for example, if you're going to see a piano teacher halfway across town at 4 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, school's finished and all the parents are picking up their kids from school and you have to drive through all that traffic. Yeah, hopefully that illustrates the point. And the fourth downside is that it's potentially more expensive, because generally speaking, you pay an in-person teacher on a weekly basis, and that can be like $40 or $50 a week. So by the end of a month, that's already like $200, which could be the same price for an online course. Now, your second option is to find an online teacher. Now, online teachers typically come in 2 forms. We either come in the form of an online course or in the form of one-to-one online lessons. Let's look at the positives and negatives of the online course first. The first positive is optionality and alignment. The greatest part about online is that you can actually find the exact teacher who you really resonate with, and you have optionality. There are a lot of different options online. You're not limited to your town. However, that can also be the problem, right? There are like too many options and you can't choose. The second big positive with online courses is that you can go at your own pace. It's typically a one-time purchase, and it comes with all of these lessons, and you can take the lessons at your own leisure. But that's actually a big negative as well, because it's not going to hold you accountable like an in-person teacher would. What's kind of forcing you to learn? You don't really have that like time pressure or anything like that, or any kind of external motivation to actually get you practicing and learning the material, taking the courses. The third positive of an online course is that a lot of the time they come with an online community as well. And so you can find other people who are on the same page as you. However, the downside here is that you might not have that one-to-one connection with the actual teacher of the course and the method. You might get lost, right? And so you need that one-to-one guidance sometimes, and you might not be able to get that. And the fourth positive is the one-time payment model. So a lot of courses you can just buy once and then you've unlocked the material for life, okay? And that's pretty good financially. However, the downside here is that you're not going to feel financially invested to actually really go in and do the work. I made a full online course, which is like 13 hours teaching the piano and the keyboard, and I made it completely free, and I thought that was a good idea because I wanted to help people. But actually, because there's no financial investment, I'm finding a lot of the students aren't actually taking the course. They are either not taking the course, or they don't understand that it's actually valuable because it's free, right? You think a free course is not going to be valuable. Like, I genuinely made a decent course, okay? If you want to check that out, there's a link below. It's called Unlock the Keyboard. But again, only take my course if you actually resonate with me and my teaching style. So then your final option with finding a teacher is to find online one-to-one lessons. This is a really good approach because you're going to get all of the benefits of finding an in-person teacher. However, there is one massive downside. There can be a lot of technical difficulties. Generally speaking, we teach through Zoom, and there can be problems with Zoom. There can be audio issues, there can be technical difficulties. This is my setup here, so it's a pretty decent setup. Like, you can see the notes light up and you can see very clearly my hands on the keyboard. However, not every piano teacher has figured out this kind of tech, because it's not easy. It took me a long time to figure this out. You know, you might find a really good teacher, but they might not have this tech, and it might be a little bit cumbersome to actually take the lesson. Okay, now that we've covered all of the different options for finding a teacher, here's your quest. Find a teacher. Okay, really simple. Go ahead, take that quest, complete that quest, and you're going to be well on your way. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that you guys had already come to me again. Let's keep going. What are we on? Step 3. Understand training mode. There are 2 things that you need to understand about the piano. The first thing that you need to understand is that the results come from actually showing up and practicing on a consistent basis. And the second thing you need to understand is that you need to focus at the start on developing a physical foundation with the instrument. You already are a musician, and you just need to develop the technical facility to be able to actualize and express that. So you need to unlock the fingers, unlock the hands, and start to develop that foundational technique. Now, the word typically used to achieve this is practice, right? Piano practice. However, in this video, I'd like to share with you a different approach, which I like to call training mode. What are the qualities of training mode? The first quality is that it's kind of about approaching the piano almost like you're going to the gym. You go to the gym to like train certain, exercises, and you're gonna get muscles that way. And this is about approaching your piano practice in a similar fashion. You're going to run exercises and you're going to get physical results. The second quality of the training mode is that it's more about habits and discipline and consistency. It's about showing up consistently to do the practice day in and day out if you can, because if you do that, you're going to get results way quicker. The next quality of the training mode is practicing the same exercises day in and day out. Now, these would be the exercises that your teacher assigns you. The fourth quality of training mode is to embrace the mundane work now so that your future self can be thankful for it. Okay, so this is about delaying gratification. It's kind of about doing the mundane, boring work, knuckling down and getting it done so that your future self can be like, dude, thank you. Now, here's your quest. Commit to training mode for a minimum of 1 month with 20 minutes every single day. Here are the rewards that you will get if you complete this quest. A very solid physical foundation, the ability to express yourself with the notes that you play on the piano, smoothness, ease, and freedom on the piano, enjoyment without physical restraint, a stronger sense of personal discipline, consistency, and focus, and a sense of fulfillment having committed to something challenging. Those are all fantastic benefits. You might not get those after 1 month, maybe 3 months you'll definitely get them, but if you do this for a month, you're gonna have the reps under your belt, and you're gonna have training mode under your belt, and you're gonna be well on your way with the piano journey, because this is fundamental stuff right here. If you're good at actually showing up to the practice every single day, then that's the single most important ingredient to actually improve on the instrument. Okay, that's my job done here. I'm gonna get back to jamming on the piano, and the guy upstairs is gonna tell you the rest. Sweet. Now, training mode is very effective, and that's how you're going to get very solid results on the piano over time. However, there can be one major risk of the training mode. If it's the stale or boring mundane task that you have to complete every day, it might actually become this thing that you come to resent and hate, okay? And that's the last thing we want, okay? So step 4 in this process is to fall in love with the piano. You have to see it as this fun, exciting, and creative thing that you can sit at and express yourself and have fun and play your favorite tunes on. Now, I'm actually going to make a whole video on how to fall in love with the piano, but to get started, I'm going to share with you 2 main things. The first is that you need to produce a good sound on the piano as quickly as you possibly can. If you're sitting there for weeks practicing these stupid exercises that sound boring and lame, and you haven't actually produced a nice sound on the piano, then you're going to be less invested because it's like, I can't even make this thing sing or sound good. This is what you're going to do. Sit at the piano and just play the black keys. Play any of them in any sequence, point at any one and play it. And let it ring out, let it sing out, and it's going to sound good. I'm not going to explain why in this video, just go ahead and do that. And the second way to start falling in love with the piano is to have a sense of fun, creativity, and expression on the piano. Now, you don't actually need skills or knowledge of how the piano works to start expressing yourself on it. Just sit there at the piano and do what I like to call throwing fingers, where you throw your fingers down at it and just make sounds, just make noises, and use it as a way to express some kind of crazy emotions that you have inside. And if you can do that, you're going to really start to develop that relationship with the piano, because it's a way to actually express those emotions. That's what instruments are for. They're for self-expression and creativity and fun. And if you can achieve that from day one, you're golden. You're going to have that relationship, and you're going to want to actually learn the skills and the techniques to actually achieve that on a more sophisticated and refined level. So your final quest in this video is to develop a relationship with the piano. And if you do this and understand training mode and employ training mode as well, honestly, you're going to go so far in the piano. Like, that's a promise. This is the roadmap right here. Again, just take these quests, complete them all, and you're going to be well on your way, and I'm really excited for you. Okay, that's everything for this video. Thank you so much. Good luck, have fun, vibe and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!